You may have heard how the U.S. birth rate is continuing to decline, often described as a good thing because it will help stop overpopulation problems and save the environment. I think it's time, however, that we look at how this birth rate decline is happening and the serious ramifications for the U.S. if the low rate continues. In 2017, the total number of births in the U.S. fell to a 30-year low. The total fertility rate, which estimates the average number of children a woman could expect to have in her lifetime, was 1.76 births per woman. This is below the replacement rate for fertility, which needs to be about 2.1 children per woman, a considerable drop from a decade ago when the rate was 2.12 births per woman. In spite of a good economy and low unemployment, couples are having fewer children. This said, everyone has talked for years about how costly raising families can be, from food, clothing, childcare to their education. Basically, it comes down to economics, lifestyle factors, waiting to find the right partner, building careers, all factors in delaying childbirth or couples having fewer children. If women don't have their first child until 37 or 38, she'll have less time to have a big family. To replace the U.S. population, we need about 2,100 births per 1,000 women. And in 2017, the average was 1,764.5 births per 1,000 women. That's a 3% drop from the year before and the largest drop since 2010. Indeed, the decreasing birth rate in America is a multifaceted problem. A key group demographically, the group known as millennials, are having the biggest effect on why the birth rate is now so low. Like some other groups, millennials born between 1981 and 1996 are having children later and having fewer of them, leading to the lowest birth rate since 1987. Millennials are often faced with large student loan debt and lower paying early jobs. Economically, many are not looking to take on parenthood right away until they have less debt and more solid careers. Their parents and grandparents were part of the largest birth increase known as the baby boomer generation. Millennials, however, are not following in their footsteps and are now part of the continuing drop in the U.S. birth rate. Historically, an important factor keeping U.S. birth rates high was immigration, who have desired more children recently than native-born Americans. Among immigrant women, half of all births in 2018 were to women of Hispanic origin. This was down from 58% in 2000. At the same time, births to Asian women accounted for 1 in 4 immigrant births, 24%, up from 19% in 2000. Much in the downturn in the share of immigrant births to Hispanics has been driven by a decline in births among Mexican origin women. 25% of immigrant births were to this group, compared to 42% in 2000. Some experts can't really explain why the overall Mexican origin births have significantly dropped. At the same time, there is a noticeable decline in the number and share of white women among U.S.-born women of childbearing age. This has resulted in the share of births to U.S.-born white women falling from 71% in 2000 to 64% in 2018. Looking at all births in the U.S. last year, both to U.S.-born and foreign-born women, about 53% were white women, down from 59% in 2000. The share of births to Hispanic women notched up to 24%. 15% of births were to black women, 7% were to Asian women, mostly unchanged from 2000. We're not alone in the world. European countries and most other rich countries aren't maintaining a replacement birth rate either. While history has shown that a birth rate increase is possible in the U.S., the stats right now are not too encouraging. In 2017, there were 3,853,472 births in the U.S., the lowest since 1987. That was down 2% from the previous year, signaling a trend of continuing fertility rate decline the past decade. The U.S. is now further away from a viable replacement rate, that is, the number of births necessary for a generation of people to replace the number of dying people. That number has been slipping since 1971, reported by the CDC. In conclusion, if the U.S. birth rate keeps declining, there will be serious implications because of our aging population. Policies that make it easier for women to work and to have children at the same time not only promote more women to work, but more women to have children. Otherwise, if we can't replace ourselves soon, we're going to see whole new sets of problems coming at us. It may bring on something the U.S. can't recover from. This is H.A. Graves.